Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex coming back in today with a brand new video, and as always, down title below will be the top we're talking about today. So, Grimoire 0, episode 11, and the first thing anyone's going to ask is, what did you think of the fight, Hex? Because I made a statement. I was like, this is going to be a make or break thing for this series, and the fight was, it lasted all 1 minute. And the one thing that really, I don't know, I guess kind of savored this climactic fight for me was the whole scene with Zero actually injuring herself because the mercenary stepped in front of the blast, and I feel like everything just got sucked out of that, like the whole scene got the life sucked out of it because, well, what do you know, it's a great music, beautiful art in the background looking over Zero, then she just pops up, and I do find it kind of comedic, but at the same time it's kind of like, because the biggest thing with the show is it doesn't have that, that good blend of comedy and or seriousness. Like it hasn't done it enough, and it hasn't formed its identity of what kind of show this is. Is it a comedic, serious show? Is it a show like Mob Psycho that's comedic but yet serious at the same time? Is it a One Punch Man? Stuff like that. It hasn't set that tone for itself, so it can't really go in and do things like that for itself. You know what I mean? Because when it does, it feels odd. It feels out of place, and it just feels, well, anticlimactic. I mean, it's just, I still recommend this show to people because I think this is a fun watch, but it's turning more into it's turning more from something you can take serious to more popcorn. And I think the first episode of the show did a great job, but episode 6 and 7, I think it was, and then obviously this episode 10, because I feel like 8 and 9 had it going back in the right direction. 10 just kind of dropped the ball a little bit because this whole, everything that's going on seems just so anticlimactic now. I mean, and the antagonist was not even a threat to the very end. He's a threat until Zero came out and fought him for a minute. And I mean, the source was at Zero. Really? Come on, they're not beating 13, and God is well not beating 0. I mean, come on. So the threat's not. I don't feel like there's actually a real threat going on, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, oh, well, okay. So I can recommend this to people, but at the same time, I can't really quite recommend it to people. But nonetheless, you guys get what I'm saying. But one thing that was really cool about this episode was seeing that Zero actually made some of the incantations in the Grimoire 0. Well, not right. She miswrote them to the point where they still work, but yet they were not the right incantations. That's really smart because that shows no one will ever be able to surpass her because she's the only one that knows these incantations to their fullest, and that's really cool to see. Now, at the same time, we have the flashback of 13 and 0, and yeah, that's a good flashback, but once again, me talking about things being out of place, because I feel like this ending's really rushed. I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments below. I feel like this whole thing is really rushed, and just looking at the flashback, I was like, this should have happened like 2 episodes ago, at least. This should happen back in episode 8 or so. It's just kind of like, well, it's just so out of place, man. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's constructed well, and right. I don't know why, but I mean, I think the light novel only has like 3 volumes out, and that could very well explain why. I mean, I think the light novel is still going too, so I don't really know what the heck's going on here. Did they pass the source material in the light novel? Definitely leave down in the comments below if you guys know that, because I do not actually know that. So, other than that, though, I think the one thing I did, another positive thing I did take away from this episode was actually the whole Albus and 13 scene, him, taking his contract away, making it void, and then saying, you can kill me, but let me try to make things right first. I did like that scene, but once again, I feel like the earlier scene in the episode kind of it took some away from that. Do I like the show? Yes. Did Studio White Fox do a good job? I think they did for what they had there. We just still have one more episode, of course, but I feel like I was wondering if this is open, this is going to be open ending, if there's more to this or not, but I think there isn't any more to this. This is just fast paced, and that was a mistake. I think this show would have really done better for its 25 episodes. I think it would have done very, very well. But maybe not even that. Maybe if this show had like 20 episodes, it would have been way better than what it is. So, I mean, Grimoire 0, I think it's fumbled. I think it's dropped the ball. It's fumbled. There's no fixing it. This last episode is not going to fix it. And I enjoyed it. I thought the music was beautiful. I thought I really did grow to get connected to these characters in the very beginning. And that's something you're not going to erase. But whenever, I mean, everything else is lackluster, it's kind of hard to really put this show over the top. So, as always, guys, you've been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching.